Rachel was always an outgoing and outspoken person. She was the life of every party she attended, making others laugh with silly stories, and her fabulous charms, people couldn't get enough. Especially her girlfriend Lily she met a couple nights into her adult life. One day, Rachel received an anonymous letter through the post inviting her to an interview, but she couldn't remember applying for any job in the last month. I wonder who sent this? Maybe it's a prank, she said to herself, whilst putting it away in the envelope and stashing it in a jar of coins. Many days passed, and nothing changed to Rachel. She was still working at Soho Co., where she made some of the best skinny lattes customers would go to and from the cafe with a smile on their face as they left. Suddenly, one day, as Rachel left for home, she got a mysterious call asking to see her on Monday morning in an abandoned Stratford factory. They must be barking up the wrong tree if they think I'm just going to go to an abandoned factory by myself at 6 a.m, she said to herself after putting down the phone, and continued home. The next day, on her way to work, she noticed the store was covered in scaffolding, and outside was a bright black convertible with tinted windows. She knocked on the window to see whether anyone knew what was going on, but instead felt a sharp pain in the back of her head before slowly passing out. After a few hours, she awoke to an empty factory and was tied to a chair and began to move frantically, hoping to slide free. Hey, whoever you are, I'm kind of broke, so I don't know why you kidnapped me. You should have gone for Selena. She'll give you anything, and I mean anything. Suddenly, a dark hooded figure approached her. I'm sorry to have done this to you, but you left me no choice. Miss Birch, I needed to get in contact with you for a job position I can offer you, said the mysterious stranger in a dark and sinister tone. If you're looking for a dancer and singer, mate, jog on. I don't do those gigs. And nerves, but Selena, mate, I could give you her number, Rachel said in a sassy tone to them. The stranger stood still for a moment as he glared into her eyes. No, miss, you miss. Read me, we are not looking for that sort of business. We are recruiting for a select team to patrol an underground facility between the M25. You will be provided food and accommodation, amongst other things. All you have to do is keep a pump flowing endlessly down the tunnel every night. Rachel sat silent, then responded, What's the catch? You can't expect me to believe you just brought me here to offer me a maintenance job. Suddenly, the room began to shake, and the ropes disappeared, as did the stranger, which Rachel found odd. But she didn't think twice after being untied and ran home to tell Lily what had happened. The next day, Rachel returned to work, shook by the day before, but trying to move past it, when a smartly dressed customer wearing a red shirt and a black suit decided to order a skinny latte from her. The man's hands, as he reached for the cup, sparked a subconscious memory in Rachel's mind of her kidnapper, and began to make her shake. She rushed out to the back alley to get some fresh air, and lo and behold, the man in the suit was waiting. Hello, my dear. Nice to meet you again. Hello, my dear. Nice to see you again. Apologies for yesterday's incident. but I'm afraid it was rather necessary. You see, I don't like when people don't pick up my calls. Rachel looked at him angry and frustrated. Why are you here? What do you want from me? She said, growling at him. I want to reconsider my offer. It's not every day an opportunity like this rolls around the corner, and I'm sure it'll be beneficial to your circumstances, especially at the height of disinflation, the man said, looking at Rachel with a deadly stare. She paused for a second, then reluctantly nodded at him before heading back inside. A few days passed and everything felt like normal, till suddenly she gets a call from her manager saying that the cafe had to close until further notice, and then a mysterious letter came through the letterbox with the signature M.O. As she opened up the envelope, she grew more and more suspicious as she flattened it out and began to read it carefully. As she reached the bottom of the page, she saw the name Murdoch Oliver imprinted in bright golden ink, and started to draw a connection between them and the stranger in the factory and outside the cafe. It seems the game is afoot, she said with determination, grabbing her coat and driving her car to the location marked on the letter. As she pulled up, the door seemed to have been conveniently left open, as if she were expected. She entered the facility, grabbing a clipboard and high-vis jacket to look rather official after much creeping around. A group appears down one of the tunnels, and she decides to sneak into the group whilst following along. She notices the young man next to her seems familiar. Rob? Rob Oakes? Oh, buddy, I'm so glad to see you. The whole group turns as Rachel makes a scene, grabbing Rob in a loving embrace. Good to see you decided to join us, Miss Birch. At the front of the group stood a tall man with dark hair, red shirt, black suit. Rachel instantly knew it was the man from the cafe, but decided to stay quiet from the rest of the tour. As they left, each of them were handed a bag with sweets and cards for their rooms. Many days passed, and although she hated being away from Lily for so long, she sent money home so they could keep the apartment and kept hope that someday she would come to the end of this conspiracy she was wrapped in and could return to her beloved. But as the weeks passed, it seemed the plot began to thicken. At the start, there was a handful of workers, but now there are only three. One got sick, 4 disappeared during a pipe leak, 2 went to investigate and never returned. All that was left was Rob, Dean, and herself. It felt as if soon they would be the next to go, as she began to hear the pipes pump and the sound of claws in the distance.